I can see one!
Papua New Guinea, land of the unexpected. I'm Mark O'Shea, a zoologist specialising in reptiles.
Precarious.
Join me on the trail of an alien-like lizard as I discover some of PNG's weird and fascinating creatures.
Very pretty one. There he is.
That's a big spider.
If you're brave enough.
You're going to sleep tonight?
Wild and barely explored, the rainforests of Papua New Guinea hide many secrets. Over 600 plane wrecks lie undiscovered here, rusting graveyards from World War II. Now, these metal tombs are the perfect hunting ground for another of Papua New Guinea's mysteries, a lizard with a strange extraterrestrial twist. This lizard's blood runs green. I've come to Papua New Guinea, or PNG as it's locally known, to find green-blooded skinks which are unique to this region. The poisonous pigments that turn their blood green are the same ones that have killed thousands of people through jaundice. But this blood is 40 times more toxic than the deadliest case of jaundice in humans. By human standards, this skink should not be alive.
So it's very interesting.
Biologist Dr. Chris Austin is the only person in the world studying these skinks. He believes their blood may hold the secret to cures for jaundice and even malaria, a killer of over 2 million people a year. Because of my extensive field experience in PNG, Chris has asked me to help in finding the skinks so he can get his blood samples.
Typical PNG road. Yep.
Not a bad start, but we didn't catch this green-blooded skink. Villagers brought it to us, and not in one piece. Seeing as this chap has shed its tail, it does give us an opportunity to put one of the theories about green-blooded skinks to the test. And that theory is that the toxins in the blood make the animal so distasteful that once an animal has tried one, it'll never eat one again. That is one of the theories, and I guess the only way to test that is to eat a bit. And there's more than enough for little old me here, Chris, so you're going to have half of this tail with me.
Sounds fine.
Many lizards shed their tails as a defence mechanism to escape predators, but this is not your average lizard tail. Look at this green, look, green flesh. Green flesh.
Tastes just like a lizard tail.
I don't make a habit of eating them. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It doesn't taste bad, and I don't think it's going to kill us, but keep watching anyway. Papua New Guinea, north of Australia, is the eastern half of the largest tropical island in the world. We're after 3 species of green-blooded skink to compare the toxins in their blood. Our search will stretch from the lowland regions of Madang and Port Moresby up through the rugged and remote Highlands to PNG's tallest mountain, Mount Wilhelm, the top of our skinks range. Now, when you first came looking for these green-blooded skinks, first trip you didn't find any at all, did you?
No, 3 months of looking, didn't find a single one.
So that tells me it's not easy to find. They're hard to find because they live in small, discrete pockets of forest. You can search for miles and fail to find any. To make life harder, skinks are the largest family of lizards, over 1,000 species. Identifying them can be difficult.
There's a green skink, emerald green skink, right at the end of this front. Go up this one, past this jumping spider, directly above me.
Big one?
Yeah.
Oh, I see him, yep. Whoop.
Don't let him go into the other tree.
Is he in?
He's on this at the front.
What a capture, man!
Oh,
I'm
beautiful
stuck.
lizard.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
You okay?
Oh, not yet.
Oh, it's the first adult we've seen.
Its blood isn't green, but this emerald tree skink sure is a beauty.
Apart from the fact that it's green, this emerald tree skink is pretty typical of the majority of skinks, in that it has smooth scales on its body and it lacks any adornments like crests or horns. Skinks are, in effect, basic design lizards, but there are variations on this theme, and some of them are quite unique.
To find our green-blooded skink, we started looking for its predators. And a disused tin mine provides a perfect hiding place.
I've tracked him all the way across from here under all this debris.
He's under that stuff.
Yeah, he's under here now, but...
Green-blooded skinks are eaten by birds, snakes, other lizards, spiders, and now me. It's tough being a skink.
It's probably not hugely safe. It's a snake. There's a snake here.
Yeah, be careful up there. These beams are like completely rotten through.
Yeah, I'm not touching anything that's timber. I'm staying on the metal. It's a cat snake, though. It's a very pretty one. There he is. It's mildly venomous. This is the first cat snake or brown tree snake that I've found up here.
Where was he hiding?
It's up in the metalwork.
Fantastic.
It's only a small one, but it's quite a nice patterned one.
Voracious predators.
Oh, of everything, everything. They'll eat anything, won't they? They'll eat lizards,
Skinks?
skinks, well, even green-blooded skinks. I mean,
Indeed,
they wouldn't
yeah.
turn their nose up. Frogs, birds, small mammals, even other snakes, including their own species. They're pretty voracious.
I've never had a problem with snakes, but I used to have a phobia of spiders.
Yeah.
And this is a big fella.
That would definitely eat a small skink. Take him on a little bit further up, eh?
Yeah, you do that. This looks like one of the giant huntsman or crab spiders. It's a true spider, it's not a tarantula. Tarantula spiders have fangs that are parallel, and they're very primitive spiders, and their fangs work like that. The true spiders, their fangs work like that. A lycosid. This is a lycosid. And it falls into the giant huntsman. Here he goes. Up onto my head. Go on. Ooh, that tickles. And I have to say, I don't really know how venomous they are, so I'm going to do my damnedest not to annoy him. This spider, given the opportunity, would definitely eat our green-blooded skink. Hello, dog.
In most creatures, red blood cells break down regularly into poisons that the liver then gets rid of. When the body fails to dispose of this toxic waste, we become ill with jaundice. But the green-blooded skink has evolved a mechanism to retain huge levels of these toxins, and it doesn't die. Its blood just runs green. Samples of that green blood may hold the secret to a cure for jaundice.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's the first time I've found one of these in PNG. So I'm getting out with all his legs attached. These are like giant Australian leaf insect things. And this is a big one. Oh, yeah. Now look at him. You gonna sleep tonight?
I can't help thinking we're looking for a green needle in a giant green haystack.
Hopefully the branches don't give way, because I don't know how high I am up off the ground, but I think that it's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop at the end.
I'm not sure how strong this branch is if you're thinking of coming
I'm
up there
definitely
as
not
well.
coming up there now. Oh, there he is, right there. Backside of this branch. It's a green blood skink. Coming up.
Going around the back of me, I think.
Going down. Watch the other side.
How many eyes do you think I've got, Chris? Yeah, I can see him now. He's peeping. He's coming down. Coming down. There, Chris.
He's on your side?
Yeah, on that broken piece.
Okay.
Round to the...
Oh, I see him. I see him.
Yeah.
Got him. Why don't you get him?
No, not yet. Not yet. Got him now.
Got him?
now. Got him now.
Okay. Tip of his tail's broken off.
First green blood to us.
Got him now.
We finally got one.
Well, look at that. So that's what we're after. And I've never seen this species, the green-blooded skink. And Chris is an expert on these lizards, had his doubts whether we'd actually be successful and find it. But we have. As it was being captured, it shed the tip of its tail. This is a common defence amongst lizards. They throw a bit of tail, the predator is occupied with the tail, the lizard escapes. The interesting thing is that if you look at the tip of the tail, instead of seeing pink flesh, as one would in any other lizard, it's blue-green flesh. Because this, of course, is a green-blooded skink that has green blood and blue-green flesh. The proof is right there in the pudding, in the tip of its tail.
Blood contains red and white blood cells and a clear liquid called plasma. Because the toxins are in the plasma, Chris needs to separate it from the rest of the
Why
blood.
don't you hand me the green-blooded skink?
And there you go.
Okay.
The trouble
Get the
is,
capillary
he
here
has
first.
to do it here. Field science can be tricky work.
So what we're doing here, Mark, is spinning the blood around and around and separating out the heavier red blood cells from the plasma. What we'll see is in the green-blooded skink, a plasma color of a bright lime green coloration, like the lizard itself.
Yeah.
But for the emerald tree skink, one with normal red blood like other vertebrates, what we'll see is the red blood cells at the bottom and then a sort of yellowish, clear plasma at the top. Not like the green-blooded skink.
Chris has taken blood from the emerald tree skink for comparison.
Spin down slowly. This is the tube with the emerald tree skink's blood in it, which has completely collapsed through the bottom of the tube.
Oh dear.
Yep.
The separation didn't work. Let's hope the green blood's okay.
You can still see that it's red and there is a straw-coloured plasma above it,
Right,
which is what one would have expected.
that's right. How about the green blood? Well, unfortunately, the exact same thing. That's really, really too bad.
It is.
More blood
Still,
from those
the
others.
difference in the colour of the blood is startling.
That's the best we can do.
Well, not everything goes according to plan. At 6,000 feet, we hitch a ride with local villagers to Tari Gap in the remote Highlands. This is where the yellow-footed and prehensile-tailed green-blooded skinks live. The Highlands are so rugged and so remote that explorers only discovered the existence of over 1 million people living here in the early 1930s. Now Chris believes he has found an exciting lead to an unknown skink.
So while working at the museum doing some research at the National Museum in Port Moresby, I ran across a jar in the back of the shelf that was just labeled Tari Gap, no other tag on it. And it's almost surely an undescribed species of green-blooded skink.
Without samples, we're never going to discover why the toxic blood isn't toxic to the skinks. Skinks love the sun, and this cold and rainy weather isn't helping. They'll be seeking warmth and shelter under tree stumps and behind tree bark, making them impossible to spot.
See something?
I trod on something and there wasn't anything there, so I went straight through it.
Definitely sort of a hole coming out here.
Yeah, I know. I just put my foot down another section of it.
The perfect home for a snake.
Oh man, that is just perfect. Hang on. I wish I brought a torch, but I didn't, so I'll have to get a feel around in there.
Nothing to do with our skink, but I just can't resist the temptation of finding a snake.
Yeah. This is absolutely perfect for Boland's python.
Good place to nap, huh?
Definite. You get a big one in here because there's just so much space under this tree. I think I can climb out upwards, actually. Oh. We're not having any success finding anything at the moment, but never said it was going to be easy.
A new dawn, and a window of sunlight encourages the children out to help us find our skinks.
What? Oh, yeah. Go.
There we go.
There we are. Well done. That's one. This is the yellow-footed green-blooded skink. One of the species we're looking for. One of two that you can find around here. And when it sticks its tongue out, or if it opens its mouth, you can see that it's all greeny blue in there, as opposed to pink.
Chris thinks the toxic pigment in their blood might help fight infections from the parasites that cause malaria.
So we're just taking some blood from the postorbital sinus of the eye. It's just right behind the eye. This does not harm the lizard at all.
It's just like taking it from a tear duct, in effect.
That's exactly right. Okay, there we are. We're done.
Go look at him.
Wipe his eye out. There he is. He's as good as new.
It better work this time.
And we should just be about done now. The red cells should be separated from the plasma now. This tube's got the red blood. Oh yeah, that looks nice. And green blood. So here we go. We've got our red-blooded lizard on the right with a sort of a yellow clear plasma, and our green-blooded lizard on the left there with that bright lime green colored plasma. Concentration of the toxins in this blood are about 40 times that of a very jaundiced human. So these lizards, by all accounts, should be dead, should be highly jaundiced.
So it really is very, very toxic.
Very, very toxic to all vertebrates.
At 14,500 feet, Mount Wilhelm is the tallest mountain in PNG. 12,000 feet is the top of the tree line and a possible home to the prehensile-tailed green-blooded skink, the final species we're after. The air is thin and it's hard work breathing. Even though it's only 5 degrees south of the equator, there's frost on the ground. At this altitude, there are fewer predators, but disease and infection may still be a threat to a lizard. This unique skink may have evolved its blood for a number of reasons: a defense against predators or protection from parasites.
So, you're of a mind that green blood in these skinks is anti-parasite rather than anti-predator.
That's right. This sort of unique blood chemistry might very well prevent infection of blood parasites like malaria. And lizards do get malaria, just like humans do. In fact, there's more species of malaria recorded from lizards than there are from humans. So
There's only 4 in humans.
that's right, and there's about 7 or so described in lizards. So malaria is definitely a lizard disease. So this unique and unusual blood chemistry might provide some sort of protection.
You'll end the malaria.
That's right.
A lot rests on this search, but the cloud and the cold defeated us. In the end, all we've come up here for is the view. Still, If I see a good tree, there's no harm in checking it out.
Story is, there is trees that the green lizards were living in, but I think the big birds have flown down and eaten them, which would sort of put the kibosh on my original idea that they were distasteful to eat. I now know they're not. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. The last tree of the day, absolutely the last tree of the day. I can see one, I think. Yes, I can. I can see one on the end of that branch. I can definitely see one. Yeah. And it is the right one. And it's a very little branch. If it drops, we want to make sure we get it, but nobody to grab the tail, of course. And if I drop, you catch me too, okay?
Okay.
How the hell am I going to reach that? Hey, it's coming to me. It's coming to me.
Maybe it's coming down.
I'll get it when it gets here then.
And on the backside. Right there. Yep, you got him.
I got it! I got it! Ah! The branch I'm sat on's just snapped. There you go! We finally got one ourselves. Chris, I'll drop the bag to you.
Okay.
I don't want to put it in my pocket in case I squash it.
Got it.
See you.
Yep. Bye.
Oops.
Very well done. What a beautiful lizard. She's a little bit pregnant, so she's still trying to incubate her embryos. They're getting as much sun as they possibly can to raise their body temperatures up.
What a little beauty. Another interesting characteristic of these lizards, apart from the fact that they've got green blood, of course, if that isn't spectacular enough, is the fact that they have a prehensile tail. It serves as a fifth limb, and when it rubs against a branch, it will start to turn around, and there you go. It used its tail to lift its body up onto my fingers. A fifth limb, prehensile tail, like a monkey, and like very, very few other lizards.
Chris has started working with medical experts to identify the unique qualities of this creature's blood. He hopes his research will advance work on a cure for jaundice and parasitic infections like malaria. It's amazing to think this tiny lizard just might hold the key to some of the world's most feared diseases.
There you go. Look at that. Fantastic.
Number one. That is perfect. That is absolutely superb. Green-blooded skink blood.